Hi everyone, we have had a couple of requests from the schools to make a video on how the teachers can access ChildCloud via an Android phone. So let's get started. So you're going to see the icon in the bottom left hand corner that says ChildCloud with the three icon dots. You're going to click on that. Let's just go to our dashboard quick. I want to give you an overview of what you can do from the phone without having to go in via the laptop. So obviously, if you want to take a photograph, that's probably one of the most popular ones. Let's get started with that. You're going to see these footers at the bottom of the screen here. So you've got dashboard, you've got messages, activities, attendance, and calendar. You're going to go ahead and click on the one that says activities with the camera. This is going to load up the activities module. What's important at the top of the page here, you've got one that says, so this is the drop down with the classes. So let's go ahead and click on that. Sorry, whoops, butterflies. I'm going to choose the sharks class because I'm linked to 3 different classes. You'll notice then that the subheader changes to the sharks class from butterflies. You can customize these icons. So if you don't want to, for example, show sleep or potty, you could just simply turn those off. Let's click on the one that says photo. I'm now going to choose the child I want to upload the photograph for. So this is going to appear on the parents' dashboard. You can select multiple children, but for this example, I just want to choose Susie. You can give it a description if you want, and you can choose up to 10 photographs. You could click on the camera icon, which will then basically upload your camera. You can upload it directly from the phone. Otherwise, just click on the one that says files. I'm going to scroll down and find the image that I'm looking for. So let's have a look here. Sorry, first I'm going to click on the one that says gallery. So let's click on that. And then you can scroll down and you can just find the images that you want. So let's just say this is the one I want to upload. And then you're going to click on done. And then click submit. What is important here is that this photograph I'm uploading now is the original file size of about 4 megabytes, which is a large file, and it does take time for it to upload. So my recommendation is when you're taking the photographs, rather resize it to something around about 300 kilobytes. What this will mean is it'll make it a lot better and a lot faster for the parents to view it. Okay, cool. So that's uploaded. Let's just go now into the activity archive. You click on the little blue link over here that says activity archive to see what you've uploaded. You can choose the student. Student, it was for Susie Smith. There we go. You can choose the different, so for example, you could choose what type of activity it was. So I know this one is photographs, but I'm just going to leave it as all activities. Again, then click on filter. Okay, so there's the photograph that I just uploaded, and it's as simple as that. So if you wanted to see, so now obviously if the parents logging into their portal, they're going to log in and they are going to view that photograph on their dashboard. So the parents are going to view that on their dashboard. Early on I uploaded more than one photograph just to show you what it looks like, and what it does is it loads all of them neatly into one file for the parent to view. Okay, let's go back to the teacher portal. Okay, so that was the activity module. If you want to be tracking things like when the child's sleeping, you can do that from the phone as well. So I'm going to go back into the sharks class. Notice then again, it changes from butterflies to sharks. There we go. Now I'm going to click on sleep. This is for the teachers with students that are quite young and obviously are sleeping at the school. So let's just say that those children have gone to sleep. They started napping at 10:23. You click on start nap and then click submit. You could make that staff only if you wanted to, and then the parents wouldn't have access to this on their activity archive. So there we go. We know that these students are now sleeping since 10:23. You may want to say now that Ryan and Peter just fell asleep. Click on start nap, and then don't forget to click submit. Okay, so they're now asleep. But now Susie may have woken up, for example. So you just click on Susie, and Jude has also woken up, maybe half an hour later, and click on End Nap, and then click on Submit. What this is doing is basically creating a log of every activity that you're ever logging. So you can see those have now been wiped. Okay, so if we now go into, let's go into Communication, Activities, and click on Archive. And I can choose the student. We did Susie Smith. And then we're going to click on Filter. So you're going to see now there's activities I just logged for her. So she went to sleep and then she woke up again. Okay, so there we go. She woke up at 10:24 and she went to sleep at 10:23. This is logging it for the parent as well. I'm not going to show you now, but basically you'd log in the same way as before, and the parent would see everything that the teacher's doing as well. Let's move on to attendance. So you can click on the attendance button at the bottom right hand corner, and you're going to see your different classes that you are linked to. You may only be linked to one class as the teacher. You could then select all, but let's say that Peter and James were absent, and then click on Save Attendance. Fantastic. So that has now been logged. As easy as that. You can view all your items in your calendar. There's nothing in my calendar for today. You can click month view, week view, day view. You've also got your messages in here, so you can see which parents will be messaging you. For example, you might want to check out a message between yourself and a parent called Sean Penn. Okay, so there's all the, this is just a test site, but basically you get the idea. It's a bit like WhatsApp. And every time the parent messages, or you message the parent, you're going to get a push notification to the phone. If you ever need to go back, you can always click on Dashboard and it'll take you back to the dashboard again. This is basically where everything stems from. It's kind of an overview. You've also got your quick links at the top here. So if you've got something to add, just click on that button there, and you can jump into any of the 28 different modules if you wish. Another popular one would obviously be your documents. So this is where you can upload a file, you can upload a folder. So you obviously, I would upload a folder, for example, you could call it like grade 3 mathematics, and everything to do with grade 3 would appear in that folder, and then that's where you'd upload the file, and then you have the option to add it to a folder. These would be your files. So you've got like the meals menu, you've got the files that have been shared with you by other teachers, and then folders, and then your folders. We've also got, so these are the different features we have. Under administration, you've got your attendance, which we've already discussed. You've got your COVID screener. You can very quickly and easily just do a COVID screening for one of the students in the class, or any of it. So you can do a search for them. Let's just type in here Susie. Going to filter Susie Smith. You can click on add, and you can just say that she's healthy, she's got no symptoms, her temperature's 36, and then you can click on that she's present and click on upload report. That'll immediately mark her as present in the class for the day. Let's move on down. You've got your groups, so the administrator would set you up and link you to different groups, like a holiday care group. You've got your ballet group, you've got yoga with Kate, and then what you can do is you can actually do attendance specifically for that group. So I can say now I want to add up today's attendance, and I can say that they're all there. Cassie is not. Click on save. So you can have the ability to do attendance for a specific group. You can also send out news or reminders for that group as well. Moving on to your parent-teacher meetings, this is where you can book a slot with a parent to meet with them. I have a couple of slots, I think on the Sharks class. Let's just have a look quickly. Yeah, so there we go. So I've made, basically go and create your time slots and how many parents you want to meet with, and then you click on the plus icon and you can basically allocate and book parents for that slot. The parents can also book themselves for a slot, which is very useful. You've got your permission slips, you've got your term dates on here, you've got volunteers like mystery readers. You can obviously view all the students' birthdays in your class, so you've got staff and student. So these are the different students. The most recent at the top will be the most, so the birthday coming up first. And then you've got, moving on to a very popular module is the email module. The email module lets you email, either you can click on compose, you can either email your class, and you'd click on, for example, the sharks class, and then you're going to click on, so there's 19 parents in the sharks class. For the more mature students, if you want to get them access, you could tick on that, and that's if you've added the email address, the students will get emailed as well. You can upload up to 3 images, and you can then add a message as well. The nice thing with using the email module through ChildCloud is you have access to delivery reports. So you actually can see which parents have read that email, which is quite useful. If you scroll across, you can see the summary. 8 parents have read it and 4 have not. You can view the report and see why they didn't read it. Maybe it bounced or what have you. The gallery is a fantastic module. The activities module, what I discussed before, was more for like an individual student. You tick a student and you show it. The albums would be more for, you're creating an album and you're sharing it, and you're uploading students within that. So let's click on, for example, this one. You can click on view. I don't know what's in here because this is just a demo score. Basically, if you had multiple photos, you'd view them within the album. You can create an album by clicking on the add button in the top right hand corner. Give it a name. This is quite useful as well. What happens is if the parents or the staff have told the system that a child has not been allowed to have photographs taken, it'll give you a photo warning. So we know that James and Cassie are not allowed to have a photograph taken. Let's click on James, for example. It's going to open up James' profile. If you scroll down, you're going to see on his profile under media permissions, you'll see a red no, which means the parent has said that he's not allowed to appear in school-related media. If you've made a mistake and you want to edit that, simply click on Edit Child Info, and you can go ahead and change that. It's at the bottom of the page. There we go. You can just change it to yes, and then that warning will go away. Okay, moving on to the news module. That's a bit like Facebook. You can upload news and post it on the group. Parents can comment on it. They can like it. So yeah, a little bit like Facebook. The reminders works in a very similar way, but what the nice thing with the reminders module actually lets you add a date to automatically remind the parents. So let's just click on this. I'll show what I mean. So here we go. You type your reminder in. You can add an attachment to a link, and then you click on a date, and then on that specific day, the parent will get an email reminding them of that event or that reminder. SMSs, you can SMS if your school has loaded credits. You can SMS all the parents in your class or within a specific group. You've got your staff notice board on here. So this is only visible to the teachers. There's obviously nothing loaded for there, but so we'll move on. Academic, so this is a very popular one. This is your academic reports. So you're going to choose the term. So let's say it's term 2 2022. I'm going to choose the Sharks class, and this is where you are uploading your academic report cards. I will discuss this in a separate video because it's a little bit detailed, but basically you would just go ahead and you're going to say that you can either upload your own academic report card PDF, or you can use our report card generator. And then you would choose the different template that you want to use. Let's just say it's this one here. And then you're going to see the child's name, Tom Cruise. You've got the student number. It pulls through the child's age, their attendance, school's opening and closing dates. Click on next. Oops, you've got to just add a couple of things in here like the student's height. These are all optional. You don't need to add any of these. I don't want to go into too much information. I don't want to go into too much time on this now because this is quite a detailed module. It needs probably quite a bit of time spent on it. Just put anything in here just to get past this. This is obviously all the, there we go. So you would, under physical development for gross motor, the teacher is going to go ahead and just choose the child's competency level of what they've achieved. and you just work your way through the report card. Like I say, this is all editable and all customizable. You can save it, and that way then you can submit that to the administrator for approval. You've got a homework module on here which lets you, for the older children, you can upload homework. So for example, this is counting. You can click on it. You can see when it's due. You can see if the students have uploaded. Sorry, let me just go back. You can see if the students have uploaded the homework. You can see any comments between yourself and that student. You can leave audio notes. Let's just go back a step again and just show you what the homework would look like. So it gives the due date of the homework. You can just do a description. You can upload a file. The parent would log in, or the student would log in and actually be able to download and view the homework and upload it. Record keeping, another very, very, very popular one. This is probably our most popular module. You got your class progress, you got your learning progress, your observations, and your progress plan. So the most popular one here is the learning progress. This is where you're actually tracking the child's progress on a daily basis. So you would choose the framework. So I'm going to choose early childhood. I'm going to choose the class. You can choose to sort the child by first name or last name. So I'm going to go by age, click apply. What that does is it basically puts the youngest child first on the list. So under culture, for example, let's go into zoology. There's 5 milestones in there. So this is the youngest child. And then to the right, this is the oldest child. P is practiced, M is master, I is introduced. These again are editable. You could put, for the elder framework, you might say like able instead of introduced. So let's go for Susie Smith. She's practiced the vertebrates and invertebrates. You literally click on the P. It would open up with her ticked automatically. You could write an observation note if you wanted to. We upload all the frameworks, all the materials for that milestone, and then you simply put on introduce practice. Let's say she's mastered that, so click on upload report. That'll then change the P to an M. Oops, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one there. Let's go back into there. So there we go. So vertebrates, she's changed that P to an M. If you need to know those color keys, we've got a key in the top right hand corner here. Click on that and it'll explain what those different competency levels are. Okay, so the next one then would be your plan. You can add to the plan in terms of what you want to be adding for the week. So you can say early childhood. I want to choose the sharks class and apply. And this is where you're going to be adding now what children are doing, which lessons. So let's say in geography, there's 16 lessons in there. The continental globe, flags, drawing flags. This is for Brittany at the top. And you just basically tick off which children you want to be doing that lesson with. It's going to it'll auto save, so you don't have to worry about clicking anything like that. And then at the bottom of the page, you are going to view the plan. So I'm just trying to work out quickly to there. Okay, perfect. So that's added to the plan. Now you can see the class progress with a click of a button to see what students. So you'll know for the 6th of May, if you haven't recorded any progress for a certain child, once you have that loaded, you'll see that down the side. You've got your observations on here, so you can see which children you've done observations for. So I did one for Susie now. Let's just click on that. Susie Smith. You can click on history, and what it's going to do is it's going to show an overview of all the different lessons. Sorry, it's on a phone, so it's a bit better to do this on a laptop probably. But it's going to show you everything that you've logged on her record keeping. So for example, there's the pink tower, and it's mastered. If you've uploaded a photograph, like a thumbnail of the child doing that observation, that will appear over here. Let's just give a better example. There we go. So she built a pink tower. That would be the child doing the observation. And then lastly, we've got your timetables on here, which you can upload for the parents to view as well. You can have extramurals, class timetables, sports timetables, and you literally just click on it and it'll load it up for you. And then lastly, we have your virtual classroom. You've got a library, you've got inspiration library, so you can go and pull in from our inspiration library some lessons if you need them. So if under art, for example, click on view. And if you like a lesson, feel free just to go ahead and assign it to one of your classes. So this is fun, a nice one here. Cereal box doctor's kit. So there's the lesson. It's the overview, the tasks. You can upload some photographs of that task. I've got your lesson calendar on here, and I'll just show you what that looks like. So if you're uploading lessons to your, this is basically where your curriculum lives. I can't remember if I've uploaded anything there. There's a lesson on there. Minion pen stand. You can actually link a lesson to a day on the calendar for the parent to log in if their child is off sick or if there's COVID. Okay, so that's the different features we have. You've also got your All Students tab at the top, where you can do a quick search for any student in the class. You can scroll through and view all the students. Let's just go, for example, into Ryan. And you can view and edit any information. You've got access to all his report cards, his activities, Ryan's progress. And then you've got all your staff in the school. So these are all the teachers. You can send an email to the teacher. You can write them a message, which is a bit like that WhatsApp module. You've got your class lists. These are all the different classes that I'm linked to. So in the Sharks class, I can see all my students in the class. I can see the parent's email, and I can see the parent's phone number. And lastly, you got your parent list. So I can send an email to any of these parents or a message. And then if you click on your this would be your profile photo, and this is where you can edit your profile, you can change your password, you can customize your settings, and you can also switch to other, if you're an administrator as well, you can easily switch to your admin portal. I'll show you this one quickly. This is just where you'd add your signature. So on the report cards, it automatically pulls through your school signature. So I've uploaded one here, but if you wanted to change that, you could just digitally sign it, or you can upload it from a file, and then that would be stored on your profile for all your report cards. And that is pretty much it. If you've got any questions, please email support@childcloud.co.za.